The recovery from 1983's video game crash didn't take long to happen. In fact, after the end of what is known as the second generation of consoles, a new race over the home consoles market began. And while Nintendo was leading the race with the NES, a younger brother was paving his own way for the upcoming generation of consoles. Here comes a new challenger, Sega. While Sega was already well established as an arcade producer before the crash, now it was seeking what Atari had and what Nintendo is now having, a leading position in the home console industry. It joined the battle with a new product. After a first attempt with the SG-1000, Sega was finally ready to attack the market with its new console, the Sega Master System. Despite its superior hardware, it didn't have the success expected as it sold almost 5 times less than the NES. However, it allowed Sega to gather a fan base ready for its next console.
Sega! Genesis does
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Collins free.
Genesis does.
What Nintendo?
The Sega Genesis was released 2 years before Super Nintendo. Leading the race for the 4th generation, Sega was now determined to stay ahead of its competitor. It opted for the marketing strategy Genesis does what Nintendo don't, which was quite effective, but Sega had a new secret weapon to deploy. Noticing the success of Mario, Sega decided to rebrand itself with a new mascot to replace its previous unpopular one, Alex Kidd. Sonic the Hedgehog was born. This new iconic character came 2 years after the Genesis launch and proved to be essential in Sega's new marketing strategy.
Sega these days might as well be spelled B-A-N-K for bank, and Sonic might as well be spelled M-O-N-E-Y. You've heard the old phrase, license to print money, generally meaning that someone or some product is so successful they've gotten a license to print money.
Sega was also trying to attract teenagers and young adults to the console. It signed a contract with Electronic Arts to make EA Sports games exclusive to the Genesis for a limited time. This also has proven to be very effective due to the growing popularity of sports games and their social potential. Sega had finally achieved its goal. While in Japan the competition was fierce with a slight advantage to Nintendo, Sega became the leader in home console sales in North America and Europe. It has dethroned the king Nintendo. In the early 90s, a new technology helped revive the arcade games, 3D graphics. Sega jumped on this opportunity and released Virtua Fighter, the first 3D arcade game in 1993. This revolutionary game was a huge critical and commercial success and started the new supremacy of Sega in arcades that lasted for over a decade. Meanwhile, Sega released multiple accessories for the Genesis to increase its performance or add features like reading CD-ROM. Without real success, it decided to enter the 5th generation with its new console, the Sega Saturn, in late 1994. Unfortunately, it stumbled upon the new juggernaut. Sony's PlayStation was a huge success, strong by its superior graphics and processing power, and most importantly by its exclusive games. The PlayStation crushed its competitors. For this generation of consoles, more than 100 million consoles were sold, 10 times more than the Sega Saturn. Trying to recover from its previous failures, and as a last resort, Sega put all its resources on the development of a new console, the Dreamcast. Sega adopted an aggressive strategy for marketing the console in North America and despite its promising launch, it finally bit the dust. In final efforts to sell the Dreamcast, Sega's dreams were once again crushed by the release of the PlayStation 2, the biggest selling gaming consoles of all time. The Dreamcast was victim of bad timing and a poor release strategy. Weakened by the huge losses and almost bankrupt, Sega finally discontinued the console, which remains to this day its last one. Sega once again made the mistake of releasing a console in a bad timing. The Dreamcast, despite being a quality console with some good exclusive games like Shenmue and Crazy Taxi, was released in a transition period where people were still enjoying the current generation of consoles and were not ready to spend money on a new console. All that is left from Sega now is a third-party developer and publisher. Suffering from its past commercial decisions, Sega lost its glory and exited the home console race through the back door. However, there are rumors about a Dreamcast 2, and there is hope that the Blue Company will rise from its ashes.